What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to jailbreak any iOS version from the iPhone 5S all the way up to the iPhone 10. Before we get started, however, it is important to make a backup of your device. That way, if something goes wrong, you have a backup to revert to. If you've been jailbreaking for the last little while, this is a little bit different than what you might be used to. This jailbreak is a semi-tethered jailbreak, which is different than a semi-untethered jailbreak. In order to actually initialize this jailbreak again, once your phone dies or you reboot it or whatever, you will have to plug in your device to the computer to actually be able to boot into a jailbroken state once again. This is crazy, guys. The Checkra1n jailbreak, there's been a lot of hype surrounding this, so go down below in the description to check out the link that I'm showing you guys right now. There is important information. This is a beta release, and there's also unsupported devices. The unsupported devices right now are iPad Air 2, iPad 5th generation, and iPad Pro 1st generation. They will eventually support Checkra1n, but right now they do not. Also, these devices are experimental. The iPhone 5S, iPad Mini 2 and 3, and iPad Air. It looks like the jailbreak will work for them, but they are experimental, so there might be some bugs, and it might not work on the first try. Also, there's an FAQ section with a question that says when ETA, and it says, bruh, we're way past that. I guess that's an accurate description of this jailbreak. Anyway, you can go and get the beta and download it, and once you do that, it'll show up in a .dmg on your Mac. You can open that, double click it to open it, and then you are presented with this. You just drag Checkra1n over to the applications folder, and once you do that, you can go in Spotlight and search for Checkra1n, and you can open it up, and we can get started. So you can see if I go to settings, general about, I'm on iOS 13.1.3, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to be on any specific iOS. As long as you have an iPhone 5S all the way up to an iPhone 10, you can use this jailbreak. It's a bootroom jailbreak for the first time in like 10 years. It's crazy. So because this jailbreak utilizes a bootroom exploit, your device does need to be put into DFU mode in order to actually apply this jailbreak. So we're going to click next, and it's going to enter recovery mode in preparation for us to actually enter DFU mode. So the interesting part is this jailbreak may or may not fail the first time around if you actually use the DFU mode tutorial that it's showing you in the tool, which we're going to see in a second. You can see it's in recovery mode now, and the first time I did this, it worked up to a certain point, and then it said that it had failed. So you might have to manually put it in DFU mode separate from the tool in order to actually get this to work. However, we are going to use this tutorial right now here. So if we hold the home button and the side button together for 3 more seconds, then release the side button after that and keep holding the home button for an additional 8 seconds, you should see that it will pop up telling you the device is now entered DFU mode successfully, and it will start to run the exploit. Now, as you can see, it will actually fail. It will say booting, gets up to a certain point, and then nothing, and then you see recovery mode, and then eventually it'll pop up telling you that it ran into an error. So if you see this, understand that it'll be okay. You just have to run the jailbreak again. And what I did to get it working the second time around is I just quit out of Checkra1n, out of the application, and then I reopened it, and then I just restarted the process, and then it worked with the tutorial in mind as well. I didn't have to manually, separate from the tutorial, go and enter DFU mode. However, I have been seeing on Reddit and on Twitter and other places that that is a potential solution right now. So in the future, when this tool gets updated, because it is on its very first version right now, in the future, this may or may not be an issue. It might have been fixed by the time you're watching this, but just keep that in mind. Also, if this does happen to you, to kick your device out of recovery mode, there are some tools you can download for macOS. But if you press the home button and the side button together for a few seconds, hopefully you should see the Apple logo. So the device is now again in recovery mode, and now we can go over to the next step, which is getting the device into DFU mode once again. So now hopefully this should work. We can press and hold the side button and home button together for another 6 seconds. And then once we do that, after that we can let go of the side button and then keep holding the home button for an additional 6 more seconds. And once we do that, hopefully, here we go, device entered DFU mode successfully, and now it is exploiting the device again. But now it looks like it should go through and actually jailbreak the device this time. as you can see, it says booting. And the really cool part is you can see we have the Checkra1n boot logo style there with a bunch of matrix looking code. It's definitely a throwback to the old days. It's a verbose boot style look. It looks really awesome, and the last time that we had something like this happen, a bootroom jailbreak, the last time this happened was like 10 years ago with Lime-Rain. So it's been a little while, and it's very exciting that this works all the way up to the iPhone 10. And what's even crazier is that it does not matter what iOS version you're running. You could be running iOS 13.1.3, iOS 13.2, iOS 14 beta when that comes out. It literally does not matter, and that's the coolest part, I think, about this is for so long we've obviously had to worry about, oh, what iOS version do I have to stay on so that way I can get a jailbreak? Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We could virtually jailbreak any iOS version. When iOS 14 beta comes out in June, we can jailbreak that as long as, you know, there's some minor updates there for Checkra1n. However, at the same time, the core bootroom exploit can still be used, which is just crazy to me. So now, upon unlocking the device, you will see a Checkra1n application on your device. And I love the way that this logo looks. I just think it's really cool. And you can tap it to open. It's not an untrusted enterprise developer, so you don't have to worry about going into settings so you can trust the certificate. You can just tap the app to open it, and you can see right now, upon initial release, upon initial beta release, the very first version, it only comes with Cydia, so you can only install Cydia. But from here, you can install Cydia and probably Installer and Zebra and maybe a couple of other package managers. So it's pretty cool because it's basically a package manager installation tool. And I don't know, I think that's pretty cool, being able to give users the choice to whatever package manager they want to have. It's pretty cool. But with me, I'm cool with Cydia, and I'm glad that it's here. It's here, and it's installable on any iOS version that you want. Granted, I think right now this jailbreak only supports like iOS 12 and iOS 13, but theoretically speaking, any iOS version you can think of basically has the ability to use this jailbreak because the exploit will work on it. Right now, it's not going to be compatible, obviously. It's only compatible with iOS 12 and iOS 13. But in the future, if they want to add like iOS 8 or iOS 9 or iOS 10 support for other devices using this jailbreak, they can definitely do that. So right now it's installing Cydia, and you should see it will back out, and it will show you that Cydia is there and it's installed. So that's really cool. It also doesn't get rid of the Checkra1n application. So for whatever reason, if you want to go back into it just to kind of like see what it looks like and be like, oh cool, it's a souvenir from the jailbreak, well, you can do that. You also can tap to open up Cydia, and there it is. Welcome to Cydia. It's nice to see those words on an iOS 13 device. And you also can see that this is an iOS 13 device because if I haptic press on Cydia and select rearrange apps, I can rearrange my apps straight from that toggle. It's pretty nice. All in all, I have to say this is an awesome jailbreak. It really is nostalgic, and it brings back a ton of memories from earlier on in the jailbreak scene a couple of years ago. I wasn't around when Lime-Rain actually came out, but it's awesome to see that something like this is still possible, even on somewhat of the latest devices. I mean, the iPhone 10 isn't that old. It's only a few years old, and it can be jailbroken for life by using this exploit and by basically using this jailbreak. Also, if nothing else, the Evaders actually tweeted again for the first time in like forever, and they talked about Checkra1n. So I think that's pretty cool, and I think that says enough to tell you guys that Checkra1n is an awesome jailbreak. However, as I said earlier, it is important to know if your phone dies or you reboot it for whatever reason, you are going to have to plug it back into your computer to get it to be into a jailbroken state once again. There is no uncover as it stands right now for 13.1.3 or for any version of iOS 13. In the future, iOS 13.1.3 might get a TFP0 exploit, and that could be the reason why there might be a semi-untethered to go along with this potentially. But at any rate, this is only a semi-tethered jailbreak. So it's really nice that the device still boots up after, the phone dies. But at the same time, if you want to use a jailbreak with the device, if you're away from your computer, there's not really going to be much you can do right now. On Reddit, I've seen some people talk about the idea of maybe having a Raspberry Pi embedded into a case so you could kind of walk around and have that sort of untethered style jailbreak because you can just jailbreak from a case. That would be pretty cool. I don't know logistically if that would work well or whatever. I don't know how expensive that's going to wind up being. If there is any more information, I will be talking about that on Twitter, so make sure to follow me over there, twitter.com/thejailbreakhub, and everything and anything Jailbreak, of course, you can follow me there. And also, of course, you can subscribe here. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. Let me know down below in the comments section whether you're excited for the first ever boot ROM exploit in like 10 years. It's been a long time. It's been since LimeRain, since like 2009 or so. It's been a long time. So let me know if you're excited for this down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter as well as all my other socials down below in the description. If this video helped you in any way and you're excited about this brand new jailbreak, please make sure to also like this video. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn that post notification bell on to never miss out on a brand new video. The next video I do, hopefully fairly soon, will be a Top Tweaks video, so you're definitely going to want to subscribe and turn post notifications on to stay in the loop about that. Again, thank you guys for watching. I could not be any more excited that this jailbreak is finally here. Enjoy this boot ROM jailbreak. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, guys. Peace.